welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony show. And the birthday girl wanted a grand entrance, so she is walking in now. Happy birthday to Carla Marie.
Guys, this is what I'm wearing on Saturday, too.
She looks like she's a pro wrestler with her Ric Flair robe. Why don't you come by the microphone?
Can I put you in a headlock?
No, why don't you come by the microphone and talk to people?
So, I'm wearing this sequin duster on Saturday.
Move your microphone.
At Cocktail District, but I also wanted to wear it today because I didn't think it was fair to only let this in public for one day.
So you bought that or you rented it?
Rented it.
Okay, that's good to know. We're at level 3 of the hype train, and Carla Marie. Uh-oh, where is
why?
it?
No.
What?
Why would you do that to me? It's my birthday? Absolutely not.
So then you're going to have to get a different type of alcohol.
He's trying to make me have whiskey.
Well.
Oh, Tones! No, play it. Stop it. Play it again.
All right, I'll play it again for you. I didn't realize that your headphones weren't in.
A year ago, or we originated it?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, God, this is loud.
Well, it's apparently, I want to know how it is with everyone's...
Can you lower my headphones before you blast the birthday song? Yeah, that was a year ago. It feels like much longer ago.
All right, Becky says we're still low, but it should be better than it was earlier in the show. Yeah, we're going to have to reset everything at some point because there's no reason that
Can you do it on
the
that?
microphones are this. No, I can't. It's as high as it goes here. And what about that? It's like, oh, you know what? Let me see something. All right, it's better now. I'm not going to play around with the settings right now. Carla Marie, since we are still on hype train level 4.
Yes.
Okay, we don't have to take a shot yet. What alcohol would you like? We do have champagne.
I don't want to open a whole bottle of champagne, though.
And then we'll just we'll save it for when everyone gets here today.
That's no fun. We got to do a shot on my birthday.
Okay, so what shot would you like?
Tito's with the squeeze of lemon.
Okay, well, let me go mix that up as the hype train hopefully gets to level 5. Because if we don't get to level 5 today, then Carla Marie doesn't get a, ew. What is on this?
It's my lipstick.
So that means this hasn't been cleaned.
Properly.
Since the last time we took a shot, which
I've
was 2 days ago.
I've just been rinsing them out and putting it.
You don't rinse the outsides?
Nah, I guess not.
That's disgusting.
Give it a little scrub. Actually, the pink ones are downstairs. We can show those off. We'll take this to clean it later. Thank you, maid. Anthony's the maid. Okay, all right. How is the level now of volume? I wore this so you can easily know that you can find me at Cocktail District, unless I have a total wardrobe panic situation, which may happen Saturday morning. Who knows? But for the record, I'm wearing this with a white t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers. Okay, good. Sounds great. Amazing. So Baby Jake actually lands in 34 minutes. Anthony, we're going to end the show promptly at 9 or noon, wherever you are, or whatever time it is. Anthony's going to go pick him up. I'm going to finish organizing some things around the house. So Jake's going to hang out with us all day. And then Ricky and Erica land at like 9 p.m. and 9:30, and they're going to meet each other. And then Anthony's probably going to go pick them up again. And then John lands tomorrow at 1 p.m., and he might be on his own because we're going to be doing fun things. Oh, my God, Julie, you got the Happy Box? Amazing. I'm so excited. Let me know when you get it. I actually got mine last night, too. And I was supposed to do a photo shoot with my Happy Box that I curated. If you missed that yesterday, it's right there. I curated a Happy Box for Women's History Month. I am the woman who they decided to showcase and curate a box this month, which is crazy. And I picked all small businesses in the box. So, and one of them is our very own You Look Great shot glass, but it's pink and black, not turquoise and black, which you can't buy anywhere else. So mine got delivered at 6:58 p.m., but all day it kept saying before 7 p.m., which is frustrating. Oh, God, what's happening? So our friend Andrea Michelle, who does all of our photos, was supposed to come over and take pictures, but, like, I couldn't keep her waiting around all day, so I might make Jake take some pics. Angela in Spokane, I have secondhand FOMO for John flying in tomorrow. It's so funny because we keep messing with him about how much fun we're going to have before he gets here. That's what you get. But I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. Since it's Seattle Cocktail Week, Dreamland in Fremont, which is literally the next neighborhood over from Ballard, has a drag queen brunch starting at 11. And I kind of want to do that. But tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m., I am taking, Anthony and I, because he's been before, are taking Jake and Erica to Barry's boot camp. So if you want to come hang out with us tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., we'll be taking class. Unless for some reason we decide to cancel. But that's the plan. Already booked. Ricky said absolutely not. So she'll be home making us gluten-free pancakes. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did anyone get the new Starbucks drink? We talked about it in the Morning Show podcast. I'm also been having issues. I can't see the reviews on Apple Podcasts. I can see how many we have, which is 395 5-star reviews, which is absurd. But I can't see, like, the actual written reviews people are leaving. I don't know how to find them. Thank you, Z from NYC. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Mm-hmm. Who knows what he's actually doing? I hear the shaker shaking, but he's probably poisoning me. Has anyone watched Worst Roommate Ever on Netflix? I'm on episode 2. Crazy. Go watch it.
When do they get to the episode about this house?
Well, that's what made me think about it. You taking too long to make my drink.
Could you slide over just a little bit?
Ah!
There was no need for that. Could you slide over just a little bit?
You were on my duster.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm back. All right, looks like we got to level 5 of the hype train, Carla Marie.
We did, like as soon as you left.
As soon as I left. Well, it clearly didn't go much farther because we're at 110% of the hype train. So I'm glad I didn't miss like a crazy 400, 500%. But it is now time, Carla Marie.
What did you do? Because you were doing an awful lot of things down there.
Don't worry about it. No, it's what the shot that you wanted. I'm not going to screw with you on your birthday. I'm not going to put, what'd you put in this the other day? Tahini? No.
Turmeric?
Turmeric. There you go.
Terry Hughes says, my kids are the worst roommates ever. Is that what the show is about? No, it's about murderous roommates.
Unless your kids are murderers, then the show is about them.
Yeah.
All right. Hype train success. Thank you very much to everyone who supported today. Kept the streak going. Now this is, we're like 2 full months now of hitting a hype train every single show.
That's crazy.
Which is incredible. Carla Marie.
It's so much more fun when you're wearing sequins.
That does look like a very fun robe. What is it called?
A duster.
A robe. Is a duster just a robe?
No, because...
Like a robe you wear outside?
It's like, it's because... I don't know if it's because it dusts the floor, like it's close to the floor.
It could be.
Or it's a duster because it's similar to a robe which old ladies wear when they're dusting.
I think it's probably the fact that it hangs on the floor. Here's your shot.
Okay.
And you can show everyone after you take the shot.
I need to send good birthday vibes to take this shot because that's full AF.
It's a real shot. You can show everyone. This is your birthday. You're taking a real shot. You're a big girl now. Thank you very much, Collins21, for the 1,000 bits. That's very amazing. Nice. Here you go. Cheers, Carla Marie. Cheers to everyone out there. We're going to show off these shot glasses in a second as well. Wow. Almost all done. What? One more is I think what she was saying there. One, and you did this. That's one more. That was the international sign for one more. You went.
Oh, I was asking you not to talk.
Oh.
But, because I can't hear you and think about swallowing at the same time. But I have to do a countdown.
Of what?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swallow.
While it's in your mouth?
I have to
or
do
beforehand?
That. I have to count down or count up everything I do.
Okay.
So, like, sometimes all the time, when I go to pee, I sit down and I have to count backwards before I start pee.
What do you start at?
It depends. Like
What do you
3,
mean
2,
it
1
depends?
sometimes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ever like 20, 19?
8 sometimes.
Why?
Or if I have to go really, really bad and I'm scared I'm not going to be able to go, I have to you got this.
I feel like you should see someone for that. Like, get some professional help for your weird pee rituals. Why don't you explain the shot glasses, though?
All right.
Because they are special shot glasses. They don't look like the ones that you may have purchased. And the only difference really is that instead of a green outline, it's a pink outline. But these are for sale.
In the Carla Marie Happy Box. So Happy Box is a company that specializes in gifting cool boxes. And you can curate your own box on their website. So if you decide, oh, I like their stuff, I hate the box Carla Marie made this month, you can make your own. There are also other curated boxes. So it's a great gift-giving company. So the box that I made specifically for this month is all small businesses because that's my thing. I love small business owners, small businesses. So the whole box is all different small businesses, including us. So we've got one of these shot glasses in the box. And yeah.
And the only way to get the pink one is through the Happy Box purchase. Now, what else is in your Happy Box?
I have a ginormous chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
A candle from Wax Cabin Candle Company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's champagne and cake, it smells like.
Okay.
I have a Women Supporting Women sticker. I'm missing something. A shot glass.
Yak 20 or Yask 20, thank you very much for
what the heck is it?
The subscription.
Oh.
Nick NYC 718, thank you very much for the 5 subs.
The body butter and a hair tie.
What is body butter? Like a lotion?
Yeah. I have my box downstairs.
So go get it.
Okay.
Or would you like me to go get it?
No, I'll go get it because other people wanted to see what my duster looks like when I stand up. It's got a little slit on the side.
If you've got questions for Carla Marie, you can ask them in the chat right now as she goes downstairs to get her Happy Box. And I'm going to actually pull the Happy Box screen in here. This is one of the things I do like about Twitch as opposed to radio or even podcasting, honestly. First off, I like the fact that we have the chat and you can immediately interact. You don't have to text us, wait for us to get that text or call us or anything like that. But what I also love is we can slow it down a little bit, and then I can actually pull things and put them on the screen, which is a lot of fun. So I can put this in here. And let's see. And then I can move that over. There we go. So that is what the Happy Box looks like. Oh, now Carla Marie. Oh, it's still in its actual packaging.
So I was going to do a video of me opening it, but I guess this will be it.
I mean, this is a video, and you are opening it, so I guess that counts.
It is a rose gold, my sequel, right? I mean, it's gold with a tint of rose. This, right?
It's just gold.
I'll find the link to Newly and put it in here.
All right, let's see. All right, no questions yet for Carla Marie. Price and link. So if you type in !box, you'll get the link.
You also get $3
and the price is on there
off if you sign up for their newsletter. Okay, so and this is a good thing to note, when you order a Happy Box, it always comes wrapped so that the box doesn't get damaged.
That's good. And their packaging is also on brand as well.
I love it. So the company is women owned, so that's the box they sent me. There are different boxes, but I believe this is the one that comes with mine.
And remember, recycle a box.
Or use it.
It says it on the back.
I love it. Oh, I was like, what? They didn't write me a note, but they were showing me what.
You should do it backwards. There you go.
Okay, so you'll get to choose the card you want to put in the box. This is the Women Supporting Women sticker. The body butter. Let's give it a sniff. I've used this company before, actually. Old Whale Co.
They make their body butter.
Oh, wait, there wasn't.
Whales?
There was not a hair tie. I thought this was a hair tie.
You thought the cookie was a hair tie?
The bottom of the cookie.
What's that silver? Oh, that's our shot glass. That's pretty cool.
I'm not going to be able to repackage this the way they did it.
Why would you?
What? Smell that.
Oh, that is very good.
It's birthday cake. Okay, you can put it back.
All right, there we go. Camera's a little...
Fun fact, these are not recyclable.
Recyclable?
They are compostable.
The paper?
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's not a Happy Box thing.
If you live in a city that composts, otherwise throw them in the recycling.
It depends where you live because they get stuck in the little recycle machines, so they're technically not recyclable.
Julie Cornmeal. Thank you very much for
Cool.
gifting a tier 1 sub.
Cool.
Appreciate
Thanks.
that. We got a lot of tier 1 subs today for you, Carla Marie, for your birthday. So does that mean like anything that comes in today goes to you for your birthday? Because we didn't do that for my birthday.
We didn't?
No.
I thought we did.
No. So here's my question for you, Carla Marie, as you celebrate your birthday. I feel like birthdays are a better time to look forward to the next year than like a New Year's resolution because it's personal, right? That's your new year. It's not just a random day on a calendar. It's the year that you can restart a whole nother chapter of your life. I
also am very lucky that my birthday is in very early in the year.
That's true.
So that I do get to do that, and I often do that.
Can I what? Oh, put us on the big screen again. There we go. Okay. And again, if you want to check that out, you can, if you want to check out that happy box that Carla Marie was just talking about, type exclamation point, and the word box, and the link should come up. Also, a lot of people are wondering where they can get your duster, Carla Marie.
I'm going to share my affiliate link.
Oh, you have a link for what?
Not for the duster, but for Newly. So
Okay.
if you rent it from Newly.
What if they buy it from Newly?
I don't know. Either way, if you sign up for Newly, I make money, but not a big deal.
Okay. So we're celebrating your birthday on Saturday, and on the screen you can see March 5th is Carla Marie's birthday. That's when we're going to be at Seattle Cocktail District, and that is the big celebration for Carla Marie's birthday.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's why we're not doing anything like nuts today. There's also some things. There was something that was planned and was supposed to be here, but supply chain issues threw a little
is supply chain
issue.
issues you ordered it on Monday?
No. But
Okay.
what do you want to happen in this new year for you?
On the spot.
Yeah. I'm sure you've been talking about your birthday now for a year since your last birthday. So what is something that you would like to see happen? What is something that you would like to do? What is something that you're hoping for in your new year of life?
It's crazy because I am already pretty fulfilled.
Okay.
I'm not at a point where I'm like, oh, I want to get this done this year. I do have ideas.
Like what?
I can't share it yet.
Why?
Because it's a company that I haven't started.
Okay, so you want to, but that's something you can share. You want to start a company.
But I don't think I'm ready yet because we do have so much that we're still working on. So I don't know, I kind of want to company-wise streamline everything you and I are working on.
Okay, yeah.
Like make it so that things just run on their own. Are you sure you can hear me?
Well, you were on top of it. You were here. So
I want to just be better at everything we are doing.
Okay.
I think, and really streamline it. If that means bringing on an intern and hiring someone, I guess you hire an intern. That would be incredible.
And what would they do?
Just keep us organized.
But that's not an intern job. That's a paid assistant job.
And that's fine. I'll hire an assistant, whatever.
Because I think a job for an intern is something where they're actively creating something or part of the process and helping further their education.
Well, or if your iHeart interns aren't allowed to do anything anymore, they just have to shadow.
And it's interesting. It's a very specific
They just like take notes.
thing that iHeart got themselves into. And that was actually a problem. So backstory, iHeartRadio had a class action lawsuit against them by a group of former interns. And then lawyers obviously reached out to like every other possible intern they could to see if they would join the class action lawsuit. And I think they ended up paying over $1 million.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that happened, I am someone who will always say if you get an internship or get an entry-level job, you do have to work your ass off in that first phase. But what was happening was people were using these interns in certain departments
where
basically
a paid
to do
employee
paperwork, and yes, they were replacing or doing the work of a paid employee. And that's not what an internship is supposed to be like.
But also,
and that was one very specific department that got everyone else in trouble.
And we'll get back into me in a second.
Yes.
But when I was an intern, I got college credit. And my internship is what got me my job at Elvis's show because I was working under Lauren, who is the voice of the Morning Show podcast, who was answering the phones. And I was answering the phones alongside her. So technically, I was doing the job also of a paid employee.
No. So the difference there is Lauren was still doing her job.
That's right. I wasn't doing Lauren's.
You weren't doing, exactly. You were not doing Lauren's job for her so that the company could not pay another employee.
Yeah.
You were assisting her and learning how to do that job and how to work as a radio producer at the same time.
Yes.
Whereas the interns in question, at least the ones that started the lawsuit, were just filing paperwork, doing things that were clearly someone else's job that either the company didn't want to hire another person or the person whose job it was didn't feel like doing it. So, and the biggest thing that got the company in trouble was, I believe they sent an intern to do an event by themselves, which obviously right there, you're clearly doing someone else's job and not getting paid for it.
Correct.
So
anyway,
back to you.
So I would say number one is just understanding how to do a business more,
Okay.
which
Maybe you should intern somewhere.
I'm not panicked so much about, because learning from everyone on my Side Hustlers podcast are like, I am learning as I go. And that was like people in year 5 of their business. So I'm not worried about that. It's just something I would love to achieve. And I saw someone say, you need a project manager. That's what I am. Hire me. BDH, maybe. So that is something I would like to achieve for us this year in the business side of things. Personal, I'm going to be honest with you. I am at a point in my life where I'm good.
You're welcome.
I really am good. Like, I don't need to be like, oh, I would say maybe 2 years ago, I'd been like, I don't know, I want to be happy in my personal life. I want someone, or I don't want someone, or I just want to be comfortable being alone, whatever it was. Even like last year, it would have been, I just want us to be able to talk about being together.
Mm-hmm.
I have that. I truly am good. So I can't say that there is anything else I want to achieve personally other than travel, which we do have planned. We've got a bunch of things. I want to put.
We're traveling in like 3 days or something like that.
I do want to put a vacation on the calendar that is either with friends or just the two of us. Either way, that's like an actual vacation, not we have a trip to go to because of this. Like, I want a vacation where we're not working, we're not doing social media, we're just on vacation.
Okay.
That's my personal goal for the year. And that's
just
not a bad
a
goal.
low-key vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it could be high-key, but I don't want to work. Like,
yeah, that's fair. Okay. There was also a comment. This Shayna FC said, isn't an intern's payment the college credits? The weird thing there is they're paying for the college credits. So that's like saying, isn't an intern's payment paying to do the thing that they're doing?
Yeah.
And I understand where you're coming from, because that is the agreement, but I wouldn't consider that payment. Right?
It's tough.
Because that's like telling a company, like, oh, your payment for being here is you pay us.
I don't remember the number anymore. I think a credit at Rutgers, one single credit. When I was there, so this
back
was
in the 40s,
interning in 2009, 2010, it was like $3,000 a credit or $1,500, whatever it was. It's thousands. It's absurd.
Oh, this is a great comment from Fred the Mailman. He said, every vacation is a trip, but not every trip is a vacation.
Truth.
And
we're trying to make next week a bit of a vacation. I did spend more on the hotel than Tone told me to spend, so I like nice hotels.
So this is something that we addressed when we were in Nashville. Because a lot of the people that were at this CRS event, the country radio seminar that Carla Marie was speaking at, like Carla Marie, a lot of the other speakers, you get, obviously, the chance to speak to a large group of people. You get admission into the seminar for free, but you've got to pay your way there. So if you're not based in Nashville in the country music scene, you're buying your ticket, you're buying a hotel, so on and so forth. And a lot of people were talking about the shortcuts they took to make sure they were saving money. Not that we paid a ton for our hotel, but Carla Marie is in this state of mind where she's like, I just need to stay in fancy hotels.
Not fancy.
Elvis Duran taught me, if you're going to spend money on anything, you've got to spend it on a fancy hotel. And
Elvis ruined me.
And this is the problem.
Because we would go on these trips with Elvis's show where we would always be in like nice hotels. And it's not like...
And we got them for free. So...
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Can I just say something? The hotel we stayed at had rust stains all over the bathroom.
Yes, the hotel...
I'm not doing that again.
The hotel we stayed at, it was a fine hotel. The only problem we actually had with the hotel was the bathroom itself. It was just very old. But
sheets
Carla
made me
Marie
itchy.
keeps telling people, she's like, oh, if I travel, I can't stay in a
Who am I
whatever
telling?
5-star hotel.
Who am I telling?
I've heard you say these things.
No, first of all, I have never said I can't not stay in a 5-star hotel
And-
because guess what I'm not paying for? A 5-star hotel.
And she always brings it back. She's like, well, when I started traveling, I was with Elvis's show and everything was always so fancy, and which is true. When we got to travel for Elvis's show, normally it was part of a sales deal with some sort of company, and they were paying for better rooms. Or if Elvis was paying for the rooms, he made sure everyone had a nice place to stay. But that's because Elvis Duran is Elvis Duran, and he's had Elvis Duran level success.
Are you about to tell me Elvis is on the phone? He's going to pay for my hotels for a whole year?
No, I did not. That's not part of it. There are no phone calls today.
Damn
All the
it.
people that I would have had call you are showing up in the next 2 days.
Danielle's coming?
No,
Elvis?
no,
My parents?
no. John,
Oh, them.
Erica, Ricky. What's the other guy's name?
Jake.
Jake.
Yeah, you got to go pick him up soon.
I do. So, Carla Marie has been telling people, oh, I can only stay in nice hotels because of Elvis. But she has to remember that she is not Elvis.
Mm-mm.
And she has
I
not
know,
had
I know.
the career that Elvis has had. She has not had the success that Elvis has had.
But I
Therefore,
got
she doesn't have the paychecks
But I got
that
the
Elvis
points.
has.
I got
We
the
don't have
credit
paychecks at all.
I got the credit card points.
Of what? You do not have the credit card points of Elvis Duran.
No, but okay, $300 for one night in a hotel is not that much when you're splitting it.
That's a lot of money. And I keep telling
but it
Carla
has
Marie,
a pool and a rooftop.
did we use the pool?
No, we're going to.
We're not
Next
going to
week.
use anyway. Wait, next week we're staying in the other hotel.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have
no.
to stay in a hotel before the Airbnb.
You got a hotel with a rooftop pool.
No. It's a rooftop. Okay, what? There's two different hotels because one in the beginning and one in the end. Actually, I went with the cheaper one in the end. And AAA gives us a discount.
I keep telling Carla Marie, I'm fine with
Okay.
like a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, but they were 2-star, and the reviews talked about the dirt in the room. So guess what I'm not doing?
There's not going to be dirt. That's one person. When you go to reviews of hotels, you only get the bad reviews.
No, there were great ones about talking about the great staff.
There we go. That was probably a staff member saying that. But I feel like a Holiday Inn Express, listen, I had one bad experience at a Travelodge, so I probably wouldn't do Travelodge again. But I think the national chain hotels that are a little cheaper are fine.
But then they're next to like highways. I think we are on a highway.
Yeah, which is easy to get in and out of.
Listen, I found hotels near an LA Fitness in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, that's
that was
fine.
actually very hard to say because I went to say in Ballard.
Okay.
And we're close to LA Fitness. Here's my thing is we are spending a lot of time there Wednesday. Like we're spending all day. I wanted to be
But
at
not
a pool.
in a hotel.
No, in the pool.
You're spending the whole day in the pool?
I need a tan before this wedding.
You're going to be a prune. Let's see.
And they are all Hilton, whatever. We're at the Hilton points.
Hilton
They're
Honors?
like Courtyard Inn, we're staying at.
Either way, Carla Marie has a very inflated sense of where she deserves to stay when it comes to hotels.
And
where she can afford to stay.
If that is my flaw, I will take it.
That's one of your flaws. But
This
it's your
is my
birthday. So we're not going to go through the list of the other flaws.
Thank you, Martha. The concept of sleeping in a bed where millions of people have slept is so gross to me.
But that's every hotel.
No, I know. But lately I've been trying to keep that out of my head because when we were staying at the hotel in Nashville, I was getting so itchy. And I was like, it's because there's bed bugs.
Yeah.
No, like I think they need to start replacing mattresses after everybody stays there.
That would be good for the environment.
You're right. It would not. Maybe something else. I don't know.
And yet, the concept, when you really think about it, be like, oh, how many other people slept in this bed? And what did they do in this bed? Did they pee it?
I'm going to start bringing my sleeping bag and laying it across everything.
Go for it. You could bring a sheet. Just put the sheet on top of the bed and sleep on that. Get like the rumple blankets.
Thank you, Meech.
What?
She said, I'm with CM on this. Total hotel snob.
Yeah,
That's Michelle in Ohio.
But Carla Marie was making these decisions and saying, oh, we're putting it on the company card as if the company wasn't also ours. It's not like we were putting it on iHeartRadio's budget back in the day.
Sir, we stayed in the cheapest hotel.
That was not the cheapest. There was a Red Lion Inn. There was probably something else by us.
We stayed in such a cheap hotel, and it was near absolutely nothing. You know how much money we spent in Uber and Lyft getting around in Nashville?
A lot.
Yeah, exactly. So we should have stayed at the Thompson like I wanted to.
Why? We still would have had to take Ubers. Yeah, we would have. The weather was shitty the whole time. You were going to walk from the Thompson to the Omni? You weren't going to do that. Carla Marie took 4 steps in her shoes, and she was like, oh, my God, these shoes. I need to bring other shoes with me.
Zeal Crux said Q
I could never.
Q Schitt's Creek write-off. So true. It was a write-off.
Yeah, right off the end of year, like, not bonus, but whatever, payment we would have given each other, ourselves, whatever.
It's a write-off.
Anyway, enough about hotels and Carla Marie's bad traits.
I will say, here's the issue, and a lot of people have brought up Airbnb. I thought about it, but the issue we run into is the Wi-Fi at Airbnbs is often more difficult than hotel Wi-Fi.
I don't know.
All right, well, then we'll stay in Airbnb.
Also, we needed to be in, like, the center of the city. That's where, like, we wanted to reduce everything that we wanted to do in Nashville was kind of in the same area. So we wanted to stay there so that we weren't spending even more money on Ubers.
Airbnb now, like, there's like $3,000 in fees. I was looking up Airbnbs last night for Stagecoach.
Okay.
And the fees go up like $1,000, which when you divide by a group of people isn't bad, but like more than $1,000 in fees.
For what? What are the fees?
Cleaning,
okay,
service.
That's fair.
Then what's the difference between a cleaning and a service fee?
Oh, I thought you said cleaning service.
No.
Okay, a cleaning fee and a service fee. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. VRBO is also another option. Verbo. Which is funny because Verbo is something that I used in college.
Really?
Yeah, my friends would, and I guess I wasn't personally booking it, but we as a friends group would use VRBO because that's how we would stay in the Poconos. Every year, my friend group had a group trip to the Poconos. It was a ski trip, but it was really just a rage fest, and like 30 people would stay in the same house. And
I've seen videos.
It was VRBO.
Is that where the guy chugged the maple syrup?
That is where the guy chugged the maple syrup, and I do have a video of that from my old. It was an Olympus stylus camera, and it was like this big. It was a point and shoot camera, and at the time, it was like the camera to have. And I watch the videos now, and I can barely see what's even going on.
I would cringe at watching my old videos if I could.
I don't have my hard drive plugged in, otherwise I'd bring in one of the videos. But that's what I would actually take to all of my track trips, my track meets, and film my javelin throw on all of those. Because then we would break down the video later on.
Someone asked this question when we were talking about would you date your significant other in high school, and we didn't get to it. Someone asked if Anthony and I were at the same track meets in high school.
One would assume. In
theory, yes, but we truly don't. Like, I was a freshman, he was a senior. And at the relay, I would say it would be like
the big invitational races or the big invitational meets or the relay races and meets.
Like, yes, we would have been there.
Probably.
But I can't remember that long.
But there's also like 60 schools at those things. So hack and sack relays, which is called Comet relays.
We could have bumped into each other. You're not going to remember someone you physically bumped into 15, 20 years ago.
No.
But I can be like, oh, sorry, sir. And then we meet again.
I mean, there's also chances we could have been at the mall, the Garden State Plaza at the same time.
Definitely at the mall.
Things like that.
Six Flags.
I didn't really go to Six Flags. I would go like once a year, maybe. Wasn't a big Six Flags person. It was also super far. Like, that wasn't a close drive.
It's 40 minutes.
40. It was like an hour.
For you.
Yeah. I'm a little further north.
Because you're in, like, the fancy town.
Lenny says, Brooke says, happy birthday, Carla Marie.
Thank you, Brooke.
Brooke
I
from
appreciate
Queens.
that.
Let's see. And then what else do we have here? Jeffrey highlighted his message.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Says, happy birthday, Carla Marie.
Martha's right. We were definitely down the shore at the same time.
Possibly, yeah. But different parts of the shore.
No, you didn't go to, like, Seaside ever?
I mean, I remember going to Seaside when I was, like, a kid.
Oh, you didn't say,
What?
Like, you didn't do prom weekend?
No, prom weekend, for me and for a lot of kids in Ridgewood, was in Long Beach Island.
What?
What?
if that isn't the most elitist thing, like you're talking about hotel rooms for me that I want to stay in a hotel room that doesn't have rust, and you spent your prom weekend on LBI.
Well, Jen and Lisa said LBI as well.
Nope.
But that's because we had Ridgewood is a nice town. It's a pretty I would say upper middle class to affluent village, if you will, because it's the village of Ridgewood. And a lot of people who I went to high school with, their families owned homes, vacation homes in LBI. So we stayed at my friend, where did we stay? My friend Mickey's house. And that was it. So that's where like a lot of people from Ridgewood went.
Yeah, seaside.
I would say there was like 24 Ridgewood post-prom parties in LBI.
Okay. No, we were like in the slums. Like,
yeah, you were in Seaside, right?
Yeah, like
probably some like Starlight Hotel or something.
Yeah, you know what? And that's what made me who I am today. I will never forget that. That's why I stay in fancy hotel rooms.
Because what, you got bed bugs at prom?
They didn't exist yet. Lori said, "Happy birthday, CM. I'm recovering from surgery, but wanted to pop in quick."
Oh, cool. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Well, feel better. Hopefully your recovery goes very quickly. Now, I don't know, because a lot of times growing up in New Jersey, our whole lives in New Jersey until we moved to Seattle, some customs and traditions are different around the country. Does everyone around the country do like a crazy post-prom party that they all travel to or rent a house or stay at like a vacation home or something?
Someone said, Terry said, I went to Great Adventure, New Jersey the day after my prom. I feel like there's always like a after prom, but it's not necessarily a 3-night trip or something like that. It could just be some people do what is the post-graduation thing? You guys had it. Where you go to the school.
Oh, what the hell was that called?
They do that after prom sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know what it was called. I can't remember.
Couldn't get my class to vote on it.
But we did an after
Terrible
prom.
president.
No, we didn't do it after prom. We did it after graduation.
I know, but some people do it after prom.
Okay. We had graduation the day after prom, says Renee. Well, that's a interesting way to make sure your kids don't do anything stupid. Let's see. My prom weekend, everyone went to Six Flags. I went to work like a dummy, says Dana on Long Island.
Project graduation. So
I will say this. So with Ridgewood High School in New Jersey, where I went, our prom fell on the weekend of the state sectional meet.
Same.
Of New Jersey for track. So there were a lot of kids, myself, my friend Rodolfo, my friend Bernard, who, if you made it to that level of the track season, you went to prom and then you just went home that night, went to the track meet the next morning. I remember my friend Rodolfo, actually, because it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday meet, I believe. He drove down. Now, keep in mind, if you're not from New Jersey, I'll try to map this out for you. He basically drove from the top of New Jersey in Ridgewood to the bottom of New Jersey in Little Egg Harbor by Atlantic City on a Friday for the meet. Then his cousin drove him back to Ridgewood for prom, and then back to Little Egg Harbor. So he basically drove the length of New Jersey 3 times to go back and forth for prom and this track meet.
Man, the things you do when you're young.
Yeah. And I think we did something very similar, actually. We did. Firefly Music Festival in Delaware. We started on a Thursday. We drove down after Elvis's show, drove from New York City down to Delaware.
Hosted.
Yeah, filmed a bunch of stuff, then drove back
for the
that
show.
Evening, worked on Friday with Elvis, and then drove back down to Delaware.
And then back on Sunday for Mother's Day.
Father's Day.
Maybe.
Pretty sure it was Father's Day. Oh, actually.
It was Mother's Day because I didn't meet my family at a restaurant. We spent Father's Day in the backyard.
But yeah, when you care about something and you want to get something done, you do it.
It's true. But, man, though, I don't know now. My body couldn't handle that stuff.
Yeah, it could. Well, you also were able to sleep in the car. I was the one that was doing all the driving. So, there was that. What else do we have here?
I remember when in high school, I was dating someone who was 2 years older than me. So when he was a senior, I was a sophomore. Okay. And I went to prom with him, but my parents were like, you can't go to prom weekend. Understandably so at this point. We're not letting our 16-year-old go sleep in Sleeside with our older boyfriend. I get it. But I was allowed to go to prom weekend. I just had to come home at night. So someone in my family picked me up and dropped me off.
From prom?
Weekend. Every day.
Oh, you're also go during the day.
But someone like would pick me up at 10 p.m.
I mean,
My
at that
brother-in-law
point,
did it.
if you leave a teenager celebrating prom weekend, they could do whatever they want during the day. It's not like the bad things only happen at night.
I know.
So,
And they were also like picking me up super late. Like I feel like one day they picked me up at like 2 a.m. and I'm like, I already did all the bad things.
actually, I went to the first prom, post-prom party I went to was my cousin's post-prom party. And that's because her dad was pretty strict. And her dad didn't want her going down the shore. So it was seaside, by the way, alone. So I got to go with her, basically. And I was younger. It didn't make any sense. Like, I was supposed to be the chaperone, I guess, but I was 2 years younger. I was 16 years old, and I probably got the most drunk out of anyone there. So that was a plan that really backfired.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is the thing about like having kids today. It's like you can see everything they're doing. You can follow them on social media. You can track them. Like, they live a different life.
No. But they are also more connected with more people. They can get into trouble easier. I don't think it's better or worse. I think it's just very different. I would say raising a kid at any point in time is probably a very difficult thing to do.
Well, at this point now, turning 34, the age that my mom had me, if I had a kid this year, it would be the same as my mom and I.
Okay.
And I had older parents growing up. So I will be the older parent, although I feel like our generation now are having kids at this age, opposed to like some do have young. Like I have friends with kids at 23, but I will always be either what my mom and I were or older if I have a kid. You know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, I'm not gonna have
You're
a
not
kid.
having one now, so.
No. So it is cool, but unless I get to my dad's age, where my dad was 43 when I was born, which is nuts to me to think about him having his, well, I guess his fourth kid at 43. He technically.
When did he have how old was he when he had your youngest sister?
Ashley oh my God, 46? Is this math right?
I don't know.
He was born in 45. She was born in 91. Yeah.
Let's see. Further Mailman said, we had prom, which the school sponsored, then prom to dawn, which the parents sponsored. Both were very formal. The day after, everyone went to Cedar Point. Roller coasters and hangovers are a bad mix.
That's great, though.
Yeah, we had, there was no like official after prom thing that we did in Ridgewood High School. Also, shout out to UD Flyer, also in Ohio, for the 300 bits.
And thank you.
They said happy birthday. Let's see.
Marijuana said, I'll be 40 when my son turns 18. See, that's cool.
Why?
Because then you're kind of close in age.
I was still in high school when my mom turned 40. I think I was like 16.
When I turned 18, my mom was 52. And my dad was. I can't do that.
100.
Wait, 43, 53, 60, 61.
But here's the interesting thing, though.
But no, here's what sucks. When you're a kid and your dad has gray hair your whole life, and he's picking you up, and kids are like, "Hey, your grandpa's here to get you." I'm like, "That's my dad," and run to the car. I'm like, "Eh."
Oh man!
But like that's gonna be our like a lot of people are not a lot. I won't say all, but a lot of people our age are having kids now for the first time.
But it's easier to stay connected and stay up to date with all the things that are going on. Obviously, there's a learning curve for everyone, right? Like if your kid right now is 12 years old and on Snapchat, you're probably trying to learn a little bit about Snapchat, and it's a little easier for you because our generation is the first generation of computers. Right? We grew up without them for a couple of years, and then they took over our lives for most of us. And I think because we have that knowledge, the computer/smartphone introductions in our lives, it'll be easier for us to look out for kids and to understand what they're doing than it was for our parents. Because your parents and my parents, by the time they were adults when computers came around.
Like we were learning it with them at first, and then we just...
They didn't have computers growing up for the most part. They obviously didn't have cell phones if they didn't have computers. So they were learning something completely new as adults where we got to learn it as kids. So we are obviously, it's a lot easier for us.
I agree. But sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what is going to be that point where I'm like, I don't understand?
It'll happen. It'll probably be an app of some sort or some computer chip that they install in your butthole, and then it makes you like have peaceful dreams.
Butt chugging and buttholes. By the way, alert, alert, alert. Baby Jake has landed in Seattle.
Oh, wow.
He just texted. That's a short flight. We should go visit him.
Napa?
Yeah.
Napa's a very short flight.
He probably flew from San Francisco. He was San Francisco.
Still a very short flight.
Okay, so.
I mean, LA is only 2 hours.
Okay, Anthony is going to leave in 15.
Whenever the show is over.
So it'll be over in 9 minutes. Then you'll have to hit download, put on your shoes, and go.
Yep. I know how to do that. And then I'm going to drop off baby Jake. I'm going to go get my hair cut, which I'm very excited for.
You're going to see marijuana?
I am. And I've got to figure out, I try to have like a fresh haircut, and especially like as a hairy Middle Eastern man, you got to get the neck cleaned up a lot.
Which I get to do sometimes.
Sometimes, if I can't make it to get my haircut.
It's fun.
But I also have, next week, we're traveling to Florida for a wedding. So I want to make sure I'm clean for that as well. So I've got to figure out like a schedule.
But you told me you have to do the razor next week?
Mm-hmm.
Or something?
That's the goal.
Which I've never done before.
And you probably won't.
But you said I can try.
I don't know about that.
I think we should film it.
I don't know about that. It's just, you got to be like, it's got to be real tight on the sides here. And I don't know if I trust you with like the straight edge part of the razor going down.
I've been shaving my body parts for years.
It's different on someone else. Like I've been shaving, I wouldn't want to shave someone's face, even though I've shaved my own face for
I could
like
shave your face.
18 years now.
You should let me.
No. I want someone who's gone to school to shave.
School's small. I can learn it all on YouTube.
What are you excited for this weekend, Carla? I mean, obviously we have everyone coming in. We've got
I literally
Seattle
am
Cocktail District.
Scream every time I see one of my friends show up.
Can't wait for that.
And then, Seattle Cocktail District, just getting to spend the day just like doing what we love to do, right? Like hosting things. So we do get to be on stage, be the center of attention. You know, that whole thing. No, but for real, like getting to do that for the first time in how long? Like, when was the last time we were on a stage together with a microphone?
It was probably when we did on a stage together with a microphone. Was probably when we were up in Tulalip for that charity with Cocoon House.
And that was fall 2019.
Yeah, that must have been it, right?
Yeah.
September of 2019, something like that.
So that I'm truly excited for that, but also getting to bring people like Ricky, Jake, Erica, and John into the mix because I don't think Erica and John recently has gotten to do stuff like that. Erica and Jake probably haven't done much in public like that. So it's going to be really cool to share that experience with them. But then obviously all people have bought tickets who watch the show every day or follow us on social media, whatever, and are coming. We get to meet them in real life. A lot of them for the first time. That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And then just drinking will be a great time. But then tomorrow we're getting to do a workout together. So I'm getting to take Jake and Erica to their first Barry's boot camp class, 9:30 a.m. with Evan. I said anyone wants to join, come on in. What?
I guess I gotta do that too, huh?
You are. You're signed up already. So we're doing that, and then tomorrow night we're doing karaoke, and then Anthony has something special planned before karaoke, apparently.
For dinner, yeah.
Yeah. Super, super special, I heard.
It's something.
Are we going to Applebee's?
Yes.
I actually would love that.
Well, half-price apps are going to be after karaoke.
So I'm sure there'll be plenty of videos from karaoke. We can go live on Twitch, but you'd have to watch it live because we couldn't do the playback.
What, karaoke? We might go live on Twitch.
You're going to have to rest your voice. You
Exactly.
can't do Whitney Houston.
I will say, so if you were listening on Monday, Tuesday, or to any of our morning show podcast episodes, my voice was shot the first 2 days. Got a little better on Wednesday, and I finally, for the first time in my life, did the nose squirt thing, the neti pot squirt bottle.
And I made Anthony do it yesterday.
That changed everything. It was weird because it would shoot up one nostril and shoot out the other nostril, and it was only gross like 1 or 2 times.
Anthony squeezed it, and I have never seen a green booger come out. It was like all of my pimple popping dreams
gross.
To the next level. I was like, like truly, I was watching him this close. And I was like, I've been using one of those things for 15 years to clean out my sinuses, and I have been begging him to do this. I was telling our chiropractor yesterday. He was like, dudes, they won't do it until they're ready.
Well, last time I had a sinus infection, I went to the University of Washington urgent care just to get a prescription. And I walked in, and I was like, listen, this happens to me every year. Some people
Every time
try
you
to tell
fly.
me not to. Not every time I fly, because I fly a lot, but it's usually around this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
It's either the early spring or early fall.
Mm-hmm.
And there are certain doctors, and I get it. You don't want to prescribe something right away, and there's obviously other methods. But I need to speak to make money, right? Like that's in the last 15 years of my life, whether it was radio or this, I need to be speaking and I need to have a voice. I was like, I would love to get a prescription to help me combat this. And she's like, I'll give you one. She's like, but next time you get a sinus infection, use a neti pot at your first sign.
Why did it take a few days for you to do it?
Because I didn't know I thought I just had a sore throat. So when I realized I felt all the things, I was like, oh, this is a sinus infection. Bam. Use that thing, and it turned around within like 20 minutes.
It's awesome.
My voice got better. Everything felt better.
Yeah. It's a great time. The best is when it comes out of your mouth. You didn't get it coming out of your mouth.
No, just from one nostril to the other. So it goes up your nose and then out of your mouth?
We should live stream it.
Ooh.
Okay, so there was...
That's going to taste bad, no?
It tastes like salt water because the solution you
Oh,
put in
okay.
it. So there was a message that said, CM, go read Marijuana's comment. Now, Marijuana is Anthony's barber, Miles.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I could try to straight razor your neck or whatever, and he will supervise.
Let's do that after the wedding, the trip to Florida.
Can I get my own chair at the barbershop?
To do what? To spin? What are you going to do?
I know. I have been there once to pee.
You have?
I dropped you off and I had to pee so bad, and I was like, can you please ask him if I can come in?
I don't even remember that. So you would actually use like the straight razor?
I use that on my face.
Yeah, it's different. That's not like a razor. Like you can't kill someone with that thing, can you?
I can try.
Of course you can. Let's see. You need to clean the neti pot well, or they can grow bacteria.
True.
So this isn't a real neti pot. It's not like the little teapot you shove up your nose.
Because it can grow bacteria, especially.
Of course.
Remember that woman died because she used one and an amoeba went into her head?
Am I going to die?
I think that's what happened.
I don't know about that. Let's see. I've been using Sinex daily.
Listen, this
for
is
my
not
allergies.
how I expected to spend my birthday show.
What would you like to do today? So your birthday is not until Saturday.
No, it starts now. Jake landed. It starts.
So then what are we doing with Jake when he's here?
Should we just start drinking?
We could.
We have to record some stuff.
We have some things to record. I'm actually very, very excited. So the Morning Show podcast is our new project.
Mm-hmm.
What I've loved seeing is everyone share the podcast on their morning commute or as part of their morning routine, and then telling us, hey, I mean, we are really fortunate. We get some really kind people that say some really kind things to us about our projects. But certain people saying things like, I'm so happy to have you guys as part of my morning routine in this way again.
So cool.
Right? Because people used to wake up to us in Seattle, and that was part of their routine. So being able to be part of that again has made me so happy. But
yeah,
one of the things we've been able to do is get a lot of people on the podcast to play some of the games that we use, that we play. I don't know why I said use. And the two games that we are hopefully recording today, I am very excited because I've planned them out. The people are fantastic, and I'm excited. Hopefully the first one will be on tomorrow. No, not yet, because just in case it doesn't happen.
No, they'll be on eventually.
No, let's wait. This is a tease. You have to listen tomorrow.
You're making it sound like we have Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson coming back from the dead.
They're dead. They're not playing music games. They played games a lot. I don't know. What?
I was going to say who it was.
Go for it.
Kyle King and Sean Tempesta, both on Twitch, huge supporters of us. We've been on Sean Tempesta's show before on Twitch, so they'll be playing against one another, which will be a really good time.
And they're going to be playing Cover Lovers, and their game, like the clips that I have for Cover Lovers, I was doing it last night, phenomenal.
Yeah. And then Annalise, who has been in this chat before, but now she is on a morning show in Virginia, so she can't be on here all the time. But Annalise is amazing. She was actually at our meetup in Virginia, right?
Yep.
Yes. And Kira, who we've talked about before, also a part of Sean Tempesta's show, just landed her own gig as a co-host in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So they're going to go head to head. And then eventually we are going to start getting more of like the Elvis fam on here.
We already had Sam and William.
Yep. I talked to Alabama about getting her and her co-host on the show, and she's so pumped. She said her co-host is probably going to try to hit on me.
Okay.
She said she yells at him all the time because apparently I don't follow him on Instagram. And he's like, can you tell Carla Marie to follow me? Why doesn't she follow me? And she's like, leave her alone. She doesn't want to have sex with you.
Janice592, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Appreciate that very much.
So we got some big things planned.
And I saw Amanda O'Brien said I filled out the Google survey. So if you listen to the Morning Show podcast, you put it in today's episode?
Yesterday and today.
So the last 2 episodes, there is a link in the description of those podcasts where you can join, give us some information. We'll reach out to you to get you on one of the games for the Morning Show podcast.
Yeah, we will. We'll probably
Martha said she filled it out as well. Sorry, I interrupted.
You're good. We'll probably reach out to you either end of next week or the following week because we're not really we're gonna try to avoid recording when we're traveling because it won't sound the same.
Yep. If we have to, we can, but
it is a good time.
Let's see. What did you just say, Lenny?
Because he said I'm too nervous to sign up. I already asked you to play.
Oh. Listen, here's why you don't have to be nervous to play into the games. A, you're going to get something wrong most likely because everyone's going to. That's the way the game is set up. It gets harder as you go. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You do it. It's fun. You play the game.
Yeah, yesterday, Megan and Kelsey played, twins from Ohio. Today, Jen and Lisa, twins from New Jersey. We're going to have a twin off one day.
And if you have a twin you'd like to play with...
I'm going to get my nieces on.
That actually would be a lot of fun.
I know.
I don't know if I have... The only twins I have in my family are very little.
Thank goodness.
They are not going to be playing.
Oh, they're little? I thought you meant you had a little amount of twins.
No, I have one set of twins in my family, but they're like, at this point, 4 or 5 years old.
Do twins run in your... I guess they don't run in your family.
I don't know. I don't think so. They're the ones that... Do you have any more than just your nieces?
I feel like there was... No, maybe not on my mom's dad's side. I'm thinking that came from my sister's dad's side, maybe. Or my brother... Their twinness came from my brother-in-law's side.
Oh, okay.
Although, honestly, if I'm ever going to have a kid, I'd rather just have twins to get it over with.
I don't know about that, because I remember talking to my cousin when he...
I kind of want to do it twice.
When he told me that he was going to have twins. And I remember he was like, listen, I am super grateful, and I just hope they're healthy kids. I don't really care. He's like, but they had to accelerate their life plans because they didn't have a home that was going to fit 3 kids. They had a home that was going to fit 2 kids.
That's true.
So that you have to, like, it hits you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, now I've got to plan for a whole nother person that I did not expect.
Yeah.
And luckily, and they were lucky where they found out early in their pregnancy. A lot of people don't find out until, like, later.
That's not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
That's true. It's 100% true. I know about vagina things.
Like, it happens to some people,
Yes.
just as the same way some people find out they're pregnant 6 months into it or when the baby pops out.
That's true.
But most times they know in the beginning. Yeah, I guess that would be something, you know? Like,
And
having
also,
to find the space.
Think about this
But
as
my
well.
sister had twins in a 2-bedroom, tiny-ass apartment.
And think about this, okay? With twins, they're going through the same life phases at the same time, which I feel like as a parent, you don't get to enjoy each of the kids' different phases in the unique way you would if those kids were born at different times. Think about kittens, as stupid as that is. You get the kitten phase, right? And then when you got the new cats, you got another kitten phase.
That's why you just keep getting kittens.
It's a little harder with kids.
Yeah. Well, and
You
here's
just
the thing.
keep
We're
adding
talking about it like you actually get to decide. Well, some people do. But
Vicky just said you just have to make it work. And I think that's a great life lesson that I'm assuming as a parent, it just gets thrown into your life. You go, well, I'm just going to make this work.
Mm.
But it's a great life lesson for everyone to say, whatever situation you're given, your only duty is to make it work.
Sonali said twins run in my family and all on my maternal side, so I'm super prone to twins. Hence, I have an IUD and I'm not taking that chance.
It's fair.
Yeah, that is very fair. Although I have been thinking about taking mine out because I feel like I should probably, I don't know, I've been on birth control for like 20 years. But
Jen just said, as a twin, what?
Your face.
What?
You were like ignoring that.
I wasn't listening. What were you saying?
That I might take my IUD out.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, but I don't want to have babies.
I just missed the...
Jen said
something nice about her sister.
As a twin, there's nothing like the bond I have with Lisa, so twins are awesome. I would say my nieces say the same thing, but they didn't growing up. Like, growing up, they were like, F this. I hate this.
But that's most
And
siblings
now it's
growing
like
up.
the best for them.
That's most siblings growing up. Think about your sister.
Yeah.
I know me and my brother Michael, like, we were 4 years apart. So it was mostly me just wanting like my independence and not having my little brother like cling to the things or do the things I was doing. But then at some point you realize, oh, that's like my person.
Yes.
You know,
it's so true.
I didn't have the same rivalry with my brother Justin because we were 7 years
younger.
apart. So there was less of that. But also the 7-year gap, you're just not as close growing up. Like, right, if I'm 17, what conversation am I going to have with a 10-year-old? But now that we're both older,
Yeah, it's great.
it's very different.
Yeah.
I literally was asking him for advice on our morning show the other day.
You're 7 years apart?
Mhm.
That's crazy because my nieces and I are 8 years apart. And at this point, like growing up, it was always like, I'm your aunt. I'm older. Like, you know, like you want to have that, like, treat me like I'm your aunt. But now it's like, no. Like, yeah, you can call me aunt, but we're sisters. We're 8 years apart.
This is great. Robbie and Everett said, I put my sister in the hospital when we were kids, and we are best friends now.
My nieces did that to each other as well. So
That's how siblings work. And I remember my mom one day saying she used to like cry at night because my brothers and
same.
I would just fight so much.
my mom was like, my dad too. My dad would always be like, this is going to be your best friend one day. And I'd be like, yeah, well, I'm going to hate my life then. I'm going to be miserable.
I could not imagine being your parents for you and your sister, Ashley Marie.
Like
'Cause,
we were boys to the extent if we would physically fight. Physically.
I think a
beat
lot of
each other,
sisters physically
slap
fight.
each other, scratch each other, like all of it. But it was just every day we woke up violent, ready to beat each other for 10 years.
But the difference, and this is, I'm sure, and we have to wrap up the podcast in a second so I can go pick up Baby
What
Jake.
podcast?
This Twitch stream in a second so I can go pick up Baby Jake. But thank you, Sonali. I think the difference, and this is what I've been told by parents, is when you have boys and they fight, they will break everything in the house, right? They just rumble through the house. They'll tumble down the stairs. They'll break bones, all of that.
Or if you have 2 cats, still do the same
But
thing.
after boys get into a fight, they normally can just go sit down and play video games like 15 minutes later, right? Once they cool down, they're done. From everything that I've heard from girl parents, when sisters get into a fight, you've got to like massage that relationship for like 4 days
Not
so they
really.
can talk again.
No, and for Ashley and I, that wasn't the case because we truly just always fought.
Mhm.
There was no like sit down with your sister and talk it out because it was just going to happen again in 5 minutes.
Okay.
But whatever. I guess that's a thing, but
If I could pick, and I know I can't, absolutely all boys. Like I do not want to raise a daughter. I will, and I'm
used to
sure,
think-
and I'm sure I would be like the sap.
you'd
Like
be
I say that
"You
now.
got hashtag girl dad.
I'm sure, and I would be all into it, right?
You would.
But if I could choose, I wouldn't.
I used to be the same way. I'm like, I only want boys because my whole family was girls. But then I met Brooke, who hosted the panel I was on last week. And we had her on the show, and she was like, I used to say she has I think it's 10 months maybe. Her baby girl is. She's like, all I wanted was boys, and now I'm like, no, this is my best friend. This is my ride or die. Like, all I want is girls, and I'm like, interesting. All right, I'll take either or none.
I just
take
feel
a
like
cat, a cat.
here's what's made up my mind about that. By the way, and of course, at the end of the day, if I'm lucky enough to have a kid, I just want a healthy one, whatever. But I feel like every parent that I've talked to that has had both is always like, oh my God, raising my daughter was so much harder than raising my son. And I go, well, if you can't do it as a girl, why do I want one?
No.
I'm going to have an even tougher time.
But
And
then-
I can't do it, obviously. That's
But
on
then
me.
when you get into older, then when the kid gets in your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, you'd much rather have a girl because they're more likely to take care of you. Your mom has said this, that girls will love you forever, and not that boys don't, but they will let you know they love you, and they will always be there for you and reach out to you and call you and talk to you, where boys are just like, I have parents.
Yeah. Let's see. Mega Damien said, wait, wasn't Anthony supposed to leave like 10 minutes ago to pick up Jake? That's what I am going to do now. What, Carla Marie?
Vanessa with one S said, not true, can't stand my mom.
Well, listen, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. Thank you for the support earlier with the hype train getting us through level 5 again, making it 2 months in a row now that we've hit every single hype train and gotten to level 5.
Yes.
Carla Marie, Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate you guys being here and saying all the nice things that you do and dealing with the nonsense that we put out every day. I will see some of you on Saturday. I can't wait.
And tickets are still available. Obviously, you can still buy tickets the day of if maybe your schedule is a little crazy and you don't know if you're going to make it. But we would suggest buying your tickets today or tomorrow because the ticket price does go up if you buy it at the event. And, of course, if you type in cocktail, you'll get the link, exclamation point and cocktail. You'll get the link to the event that we're hosting with Seattle Cocktail District. Go all the way to the bottom. There's going to be a spot for an access code. Type in the letters CMA, and then you'll be able to go back up to the top, and you'll have our tickets for either the early session or the late session.
Right. And there is a special entrance for Carla Marie and Anthony's show members. It is with Seattle Cocktail Club members. And the birthday toast that kicks off on Saturday morning will be on the carnival floor.
Ooh.
And that's where you enter. So it'll be right there.
All right. And yeah, there's a champagne toast in the first one and then a cake in the second one.
Cake.
Because we will be celebrating Carla Marie's birthday all day long.
Hell yeah.
Peace out.
Love you.
You look great.
You look great. I got to pee so bad.